Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is May 12th of 2026. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears the CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to neutralize U.S. President Donald J. Trump surrounding his historic visit to China to meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping in Beijing, China, on May 13th through the 15th of 2026. Exactly what type of neutralization plot is in order is obviously not known, but I'm going to speculate after I detail the current itinerary. So firstly, I just want to state that originally Donald J. Trump was supposed to meet with Xi Jinping in April, and for whatever reason it was postponed until May. And the original dates for the meeting were May 14th through the 15th of 2026, and then that was subsequently altered. So I believe that this is because the CIA is trying to basically maximize this event for specifically to trigger World War III, and therefore they have changed the dates and the times in order to not only get the meeting more publicity, but to arrange certain elements that are going to be necessary in order to execute their nefarious plot. So according to the latest reports, Donald J. Trump is going to depart from Joint Base Andrews in Frederick County, Maryland, outside of Washington, D.C., and he is going to fly to Ted Stevens Anchorage International Airport in Anchorage, Alaska, where apparently Air Force One will refuel. And then he will embark to China, landing at Beijing Capital Airport in Beijing, China, on the date of May 13th of 2026, and he is reportedly going to stay in China until the 15th of May. What is interesting about this international summit, if you will, between U.S. President Donald J. Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping in Beijing, China, is the fanfare that is being orchestrated surrounding this event. And what I mean to say is that Donald J. Trump is not going to be traveling to China alone. He's going to be flanked by South African billionaire Elon Musk, former Apple CEO Tim Cook, and other business leaders, including Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, Steven Schwartzman, CEO of Blackstone Group, Kelly Ortberg, CEO of Boeing, Brian Sykes, CEO of Cargill, Jane Fraser, CEO of Citigroup, Chuck Robbins, CEO of Cisco, Jim Anderson, CEO of Coherent, H. Lawrence Culp, CEO of General Electric Aerospace, David Solomon, CEO of Goldman Sachs, Jacob Thaysen, CEO of Illumina, Michael Maybach, President of MasterCard, Diane Powell McCormick, President and Vice Chairman of Meta, Sanjay Mehrotra, CEO of Micron Technology, Cristiano Amon, CEO of Qualcomm, and Ryan McInerney, CEO of Visa. So that includes basically the top 15 or 20 companies of the Fortune 500. So as soon as I heard this, I suspected the foul play is in fact in order. So what they're going to do is they're going to take out Donald J. Trump along with a majority of those leaders at the same time. So this could be under the guise of an accident. It could be under the guise of a shoot down of Air Force One. It could be under the guise of a nuclear missile strike, 9/11 style nuclear terror attack, but some sort of catastrophic event is going to befall Donald J. Trump. So I'm just going to state for the record here on May 12th of 2026 that Donald J. Trump will not return to the United States on the date of May 15th of 2026 as currently scheduled, because he will perish in some sort of tragedy, whether it be flying over the United States, whether it be flying over the ocean, whether it's in China, some sort of catastrophic accident, force majeure, terror event, Act 4, some sort of event is planned to knock the president out. And they're planning on taking a bunch of CEOs with him so that it appears as if he was not targeted directly. And that's what's imperative to note here, is that I have been publishing reports and videos for years trying to prevent the assassination of U.S. President Donald J. Trump. And they have staged a bunch of unsuccessful Mickey Mouse assassination plots targeting the president, because this is designed to keep the notion of assassination in the air, in the public sphere, in the so-called talking point, so to speak, of online pundits, of journalists, of newspapers, of media all around the world, so that it makes it seem more plausible when Switzerland and her CIA remove a sitting head of state of the United States. So if we look at this, the next 72 hours in a vacuum, I would surmise that the most likely event is that the CIA tries to go for a grand slam. Number one, knock out Trump. Number two, trigger World War III. Number three, spawn a second global biological pandemic. And number four, possibly facilitate a full-scale invasion of U.S. territories, states, or the continental United States. So if we just play this out, if Donald J. Trump is in Beijing, China, and they stage a Russian ICBM strike or a North Korean ICBM strike, or some sort of terror attack that's blamed on some Islamic jihadists, they will get all three of those. And so they can knock out Trump, spawn a second global biological pandemic, and or trigger World War III at the same time. Obviously, if this happens, there will be extreme outrage, not only in the United States, but also globally, especially if a number of these CEOs are murdered in the process. So this would be, if just Trump is assassinated, it's one thing, but if a bunch of these high-profile celebrity businessmen and women, if you like, are murdered as well, it would obviously cause more international outrage. So I'm not going to speculate any further than to say that the most likely scenarios is an accident. So the plane goes down due to weather, inclement weather, due to a hydraulic misfunction. Remember that they are denying Trump the access to a new Boeing 747. That is why he kind of circumvented the powers that be and received the gift from Qatar. This is a specialized 747. So they may claim that because I believe that the Boeing 747 Air Force One that he is flying over there with is a mid-70s model. I believe it's a 1975 747. It's a specialized version. So the most likely scenario is that Trump, and along with Elon Musk and Tim Cook, who are apparently riding with the president on Air Force One, goes down. And then they claim that it was some sort of a storm, or they may claim that it was some sort of a cyber attack. Remember European Commissioner Ursula von der Leyen, when she was attempting to land in Sofia, Bulgaria, her plane was allegedly hit by a Russian energy weapon, which disabled the landing gear, or the landing radar, or facility, whatever they use, the automatic pilot. So I don't believe that they would kill Trump without getting a war out of it. So whatever they blame this on, it's going to be used to trigger World War III. So obviously a submarine, a Russian submarine or Chinese submarine-based shoot-down event of Air Force One, some sort of a cyber jamming targeting the communication and navigation equipment on Air Force One is also likely. And then once Trump arrives in Beijing unscathed, then some sort of ICBM strike or Al-Qaeda based or some sort of Islamic jihadist related attack is the most likely. There's also this organization that they have been grooming over the last few years. It's called the Turkestan Islamic Party, which has committed numerous terror attacks in China. So this is obviously a timely scapegoat. But what we know is that he will not return to the United States on May 15th safely. That is for sure. I'm just going to state for the record here on May 12th, 2026, that J.D. Vance will be sworn in as the 48th President of the United States by the date of May 15th of 2026 in the aftermath of some tragedy befalling Trump. There's also the realistic possibility that they will assassinate Trump under the guise of some sort of heart attack, medical condition, emergency surgery, slip and fall. But what we know is that the CIA is targeting Trump during this trip. This is a fact, and we're going to see it likely play out. So obviously, hopefully this video thwarts any would-be plots targeting the president, and of course Elon Musk, Tim Cook, and the aforementioned CEOs. Excuse me. But obviously, if this happens, it's not organic, it's planned. So I kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media.